What's going on, Tamers? Welcome to DigiPod, the digital podcast, hosted by the newly formed trio of DigiCard United. Me, Varni, Dan, and Mike. What's up, y'all?
Yo, what is going on, everybody?
Yo.
What's going on, fellas?
This episode is live on YouTube and Twitch currently, so if you guys are in the audience, hello. If you are listening to this podcast at a later point in time, such as on YouTube or on Spotify, hello to you. Come drop a comment. Tell us what you thought after we finish. Topics for today are basically what the only reason we went live for was a ban list reaction, or shall I say, the lack thereof.
I mean, yeah, I was expecting more like that, for sure, right?
The disappointment of that ban list.
Let me put it this way. I went to bed last night and I was like, yo, ban list in the morning. I was so excited to wake up to this. I woke up, I looked at my phone, I saw just Greymon X, and I said, I'll deal with this when I wake up. I went right back to bed.
Bro,
it was literally so disappointing to see.
I thought that it was like not fake, but I was like, they're gonna post the rest of the list later. I was looking because like where they're like, this part of the list goes live now, and the next part will go live in a few weeks or whatever. That's what I was looking for. I was like, all right, where's the rest? When are they hitting shine? When are they hitting something? There was nothing.
Yo, they legit dropped the English version, and then like maybe a couple hours, they were like, here's the JP ban list, aka restriction list.
Same exact thing.
Greymon X. I was like, you're kidding me. What a joke.
Absolutely crazy.
Oh my god.
I really thought that like maybe we had gotten just the Greymon X hit and then JP had gotten their own ban list for once. How foolish was I? Apparently I was dumb foolish.
It's just you can tell this ban list is the perfect I guess the perfect thing you could tell that Bandai does not care about the English meta. They only care about the Japan meta, and that was like one of the first things that came to my mind. It's like, all right, they only care about what's going on in the JP meta. They don't care about English meta, because if they really did, they would be like, all right, we need to hit maybe multiple decks, because let's be honest, our meta is kind of different than JP's meta ever was, because we get these ban lists earlier, and sometimes we need more bans to happen, or restrictions, I should say. And we just don't get them.
Kind of
because
different?
they just follow what Japan is.
I'd say
a lot different.
They're a lot different, honestly.
Yeah. In the sense of like what's topping and stuff, of course. Because so now they hit Greymon X. Can you give us the reasoning? Do you have it pulled up, Varni, of what they said? Please read it for me.
Oh,
word
my
for word.
lordy. Hold on. All right, y'all ready for this? The effect of reducing the cost when digivolving from this card to a Digimon that has Greymon in its name allows you to digivolve into BT12068 Metal Greymon or BT9 Metal Greymon X Antibody too efficiently.
I feel like they said the wrong one, but
they must. Accelerating the speed at which the deck reduces the opponent's security and its comeback potential. Additionally, this card's inherited effects gives resistance to a number of effects, and overall increases the effectiveness of Greymon decks more than expected. Therefore, we have determined that this card narrows the range of viable decks in this form or in the format, and we have decided to restrict this card to 1 copy per deck.
It feels like AKA what they said was, for those people that like to play bum-ass rogue decks, you can play them now because we wanted to hit Greymon X so y'all can have your fun. That's what I heard.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think the hit needed to happen. I'm not. All right, I don't want to say that. I agree. I don't want to say that, actually. I don't think there should be a ban list because I'm crazy. I mean, whatever. I think that sometimes ban lists could be crazy. Like, I don't think we needed one this format, actually. I feel like I've been saying that. But I've also been saying if they were going to hit something, it had to be Greymon X. But as we've collectively agreed on the podcast, I don't think you can just hit one thing. I think that it was a mistake to hit only Greymon X.
The problem now is that hitting Greymon X, putting it to a 1, now makes, which I don't understand the people who were like talking about it, right? It was like everybody was worried about the protection effect. That's not what that's not what even matters. Who cares about the protection effect? What matters is the speed of what Black Hole Greymon loses now. Instead of, Digivolving for 2 on a Metal Greymon 8, BT8 Metal Greymon, right? You're Digivolving for 4 instead now, most likely. Your chances, your consistency of that speed is gone now. So like decks like Melga, in my opinion, is gonna come back to the front. Decks like Grandis just stay where they at and they stay top tier and they don't get touched. So like now they're a bit slower. So now there's a chance for those decks to just like OTK you because you were that 1 turn slower now.
I advocated for Greymon X's hit for a multitude of reasons. So I'm gonna speak honestly, right? Like, I agree that we shouldn't have had a ban list. I do think that our meta in the state that it was the healthiest that it had been on a competitive level. I think the biggest problem is that a lot of people, they don't like when they go to their non-competitive locals and they face competitive decks. They don't like when they go to play, janky Fish Tribal, and then Fish Tribal comes up against Black or Gray X and they get mollywopped. Like, I think that's what it ends up being. And like, so on that level, I can understand why you give that reasoning, but on a competitive level, it was completely fine. Like, me personally, as an Examon player, Black or Gray is like 70-30 in Black or Gray's favor. Maybe 65-35 depending on the players. But,
I think it's depending on the player.
well, of course it's depending on the player, but like, it's just that kind of thing. Like, some of the decks that I'd like to play, you just can't play because of Black or Gray X. For example, Dan, my Venusmon deck that is good against basically every other deck, your deck just boom, blows it out the water. And that's because of the nature of what it does and how it plays and blah, blah, blah. So like, I can understand you wanting to limit the card because of that. But at the same time, like I said, it's just like, we didn't need a competitive ban for this card. This card was, it's not like it was running rampant. Like we said last podcast, we have 3 different winners of 3 different national events.
Exactly.
And if we look ahead to the JP format, it's not Black or Greymon running the show. It is War Greymon.
BT12.
BT12 War Greymon, which they name dropped BT12 Metal Greymon. And that's fine and all. But as much as I don't like BT8 Metal Greymon digivolving for 2 to digivolve something, and then the BT11 Metal Gray X, the Pop 6K or less, as much as I don't like that, our boy Lance, y'all hear us talk about Lance every so often, almost every podcast, I think, saw a post. He said,
because he says facts. That's why
he says facts. Yeah, straight up. He said he doesn't think Greymon X is the right hit. If this was the intention, they should have just hit BT12 Metal Gray. And as I think about it, it makes sense, right? Because like Mike pointed out, that's a card that gives not only Greymon, but Omnimon piercing. It has native raid. It spits out a red or black 4-cost or less tamer.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's only digivolving for 3 on top of any Greymon. And that includes Geo Greymons because it's Greymon in its name. So it's just a really good card. And
really strong card.
Really strong card. And I think the problem was it digivolves for 3 on top of Greymon in its name. If it was restricted to digivolve for 4, no matter what, and then it gets the cost reduction to 2, maybe it would have been a little bit more fair. I don't know. That's neither here nor there. I just think that I'm with you guys. This one really wasn't needed. I know JP players, as a matter of fact, as I say that,
I don't really care anymore.
No, they don't. I tweeted at East. Y'all know East ML. He does YouTube content. He lives in Japan, and he gives us all the insides on the Japanese meta. I tweeted at him when we got this hit, and I was like, yo, like, what do you think of this as a Japanese format player? I assume this doesn't really affect your game because Marcus and Shine Greymon is running the show, and probably after that it's Royal Knights. His response was, most people don't believe me yet, but BT12 Marcus and BT13 Agumon are problematic cards, and them not getting touched means we'll likely see Shine Greymon do numbers for the next 3 months. Though we'll have to see what happens when the promo cards are released next month. But that's the state of the game in Japan right now. They're not even worried about anything. They're not worried about Agumon Adventure War Greymon. They're worried about Agumon Savers Shine Greymon. So like,
yeah, because it's just so cracked, making your Marcuses into a 3K beater.
3K.
I mean, 3K is not that big, but you know, but it's a tamer. So like,
the fact
and then it dies, and if you have a Rise Greymon or something, you just put it back in your security. It comes back. It's coming back. And then the fact that you can just digivolve into a Shine Greymon or a Burst mode for free at times, it's just so crazy. And I was just always saying this. We've been saying this for the last, 2 episodes. I think it was that if you're going to have a ban list, if you're going to hit Great X, which all three of us, we called, right? We called that Great Monster X was going to be hit because it just does a lot for the deck. We knew it was going to happen. Fine. And as a Black or Greymon player, I even knew that was going to happen. And I'm okay with it because I expected it. But the problem is you don't touch any other deck. That's the problem to me, is that like Crossheart is fine. Grandis is fine. You're telling us Melka is fine. You're telling us all these other decks are like, the tier 1 echelon decks are fine, but Black or Greymon's a problem. Where?
Yeah.
Where? It won 1 nationals. We only had 1 set of, tournaments to like know what's going on with our meta. What if next regionals, like, it doesn't even do well for some odd reason because people found like a crazy thing with Cross or something? You just don't know, right? Something just pops up like that all the time in every meta. Like a random deck just pops up and it's like, oh, here's the counter if nobody knew, but hey, here it is. And then boom, something happens. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like our format wasn't even fleshed out yet, and bam, we get Greymon X hit, which is so corny. But at least Cool Boy's still alive. That boy is still kicking it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say though.
Quick thing, Ashmus Prime says hello from Twitch chat. Hello, Ashmus Prime. What's going on?
That's good, my boy.
What's going on?
I'm glad you're able to catch us live tonight.
That's my homie. I've known that dude since I was a kid. That's my guy right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say though, I think that it goes to show that Bandai doesn't really understand the English meta, because
they don't pay attention to the English meta.
They looked at Japan. They're like, well, we can't hit Shine yet because that stuff hasn't released in America yet, and then we'll lose money if we hit that too early.
Exactly.
And they looked at Japan and they were like, well, Melga never did anything in Japan, so there's no reason for us to hit this deck, because they didn't even have the Wig Room on promo in their meta until like almost like a couple months, almost a year after, right? Like it was a while for them to even get that Wig Room on promo.
Yeah, it took them a while to get it. And I guess that's why they were like, they don't even think about Melga for us and how like Rampage was running for us.
Yep, so they didn't hit that. And frankly, the deck is still good, but like it fell off a lot this format. So they probably were like, oh, that's not even gonna be a problem deck anymore, so leave it alone. I don't know what they're thinking, because now I think it'll be really good again. At least better than it was in this format. Like you were saying about Grandis is one of those decks too where a lot of people sleep on it, because it's been tier 1 since release and people don't even think about that.
Well, okay, all right, hold on. I got to comment on that.
I saw like some people on Facebook talking about it's a rogue deck.
Yeah,
What?
That's crazy.
I saw somebody say on Facebook that Grandis is not a tier 1 deck. It was not tier 1 in BT9, and it does not deserve to be hit for any reason because it doesn't win anything. It's like, yeah, they basically framed it that it's this rogue deck. Grandis.
Yeah.
Grandis Kuwagamon. Green OTK is a rogue deck.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. It did really well in Japan too, and it did well in America, obviously. I mean, I don't think at any point it was the best deck in the format, but that doesn't mean it's not tier 1. Like, there's levels to tier 1. Like, there's different, you know.
Just because a deck doesn't win or it doesn't, you know, top consistently doesn't mean it shouldn't be hit, right? Like we've seen this.
I mean, I don't know. I disagree.
Well,
there's a difference. Grandis has been consistently topping though.
Well, no, but we've seen this in like purple decks, right? Because when do purple decks really win? Like, you'll have one really good purple player win a tournament.
And Lil Floop, that was.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You'll have really good purple players win a tournament, and then like. In that case, you know, MDF got banned.
The irony of what you just said, I'm like, it was like a couple people who did it. It wasn't even like that much, but it was like everybody knew it was like that powerful.
Well,
though.
I think everyone,
it was like the Eismon hit.
The issue is
Eismon hit, right? Was out of nowhere. Nobody thought Eismon was doing anything in Japan, and they were like, "Damn, we gotta get rid of Eismon ASAP."
I think the issue is with purple is it is a very, very strong color. The cards in it are very strong. The issue is it's not a really helmet color. Like, a lot of it requires a lot of deep thinking and drawing out your plays. A lot of these people who play those loop decks, especially back in BT5 when we still had MDF, and BT6 we had MDF too, right? So back in BT6, like, if you weren't a good loop player, like, you could stumble your way to a win. You'd probably end up in time, though. There was so much to that combo that, you know, went and a lot of thought into it. Calling was still at 4 then too. Like, there was just a lot to do with that deck. And then when you had a really good player pilot it, like, that's when stuff got crazy. And I feel like Bandai thought that they had accidentally like limited themselves too much to what they could print in the future because of how strong some of the stuff was, which is why we saw purple get hit. Like you're saying, like, Calling got hit out of nowhere. They got put to 1, but what was Bandai's reasoning? It was like just like no other color,
the card is just so good.
Could even do anything like that, you know?
Yeah,
because that causes loops. They said it something like that.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous. But, and I mean, I agree. Yeah, but like, that's kind of purple's thing. Right,
exactly.
You're kind of taking away like the identity of the color in that sense. But that card is busted. I mean, I was playing it at all sorts of decks. Like,
Calling was this card can delete a player's own Digimon and collect Digimon cards from a player's own trash for a low cost. As a result, it causes various endless loops and is supporting unintended playstyles.
Yeah.
So that's the problem with, first, before I go on, Pessimistic from Twitch chat. Hello, welcome in. That's the problem with purple. Any color that allows you to use your secure anything other than your hand as a resource is inherently going to have an advantage. We saw that with yellow and Jet Sylphie because recovery was busted for 1, coupled with TK that allows you to grab anything out, and Zoe that grabs your hybrids out. And then we saw it in purple with just the endless amounts of recursion and everything. I mean, only 3 purple cards have gotten hit, but they're big hits for purple.
Yeah.
Eismon getting, sorry, no, not 3, just 2 hits.
Yeah, you're counting MDF as a purple card.
Yeah,
hey, MDF is a purple card.
And also, I want to correct myself before people come at me, because Calling was from BT7. I think by the time Calling came out, MDF was already hit. So like they weren't. Yeah. But in Japan, they were still together. Like, you could play Calling Index in Japan because it didn't get hit. Because MDF was still around back then.
Yeah, correct.
But yeah.
It's Calling and Eismon, 2 big hits for purple because Eismon was just disgusting. Like, draw 1, trash 1, trash Eismon, play Eismon, and then build into a level 5, whether it's Cerberus or going to Ginkaku promote, and you have Rush, just so good. And Calling, basically, if you play Calling at 3 to 4. It basically is, oh, jamming Eismon didn't die, delete, draw 6, trash 4, and then recycle anything that I needed back into my hand.
Could you imagine if none of the purple cards got hit and you could calling your Eismon to play the Eismon consistently every time?
Also, I was a person who played in like the purple hybrid deck. You can make it like almost an infinite loop with just like one memory with calling, Matt, and then like the hybrids.
Can you imagine
also, like part of it?
Can you imagine Junomon, Avenged Kidmon, and anything more than one Eismon for especially Secon decks?
Yeah.
It's like Junomon, trash 3, return Avenged Kid, swing die Avenged Kid return option, calling return Juno.
But you know, like I said, like it's just like a lot of their cards just are so strong. I mean, look at Lilith. When did Lilith come out? Is she a BT2 card or a BT3 card?
3, I think.
3, I think.
Like
technically. We just got her in.
If she got some sort of like support to help, that deck would automatically go back to like tier 1.
Well, that's why they don't do any cards like that.
So strong. I mean, people are still playing that card at 1. This is a BT3 super rare.
Yeah.
That is a strong card, dude.
Pessimistic says, "How are we, gentlemen?"
Oh, we're chilling.
I'm chilling, bro. We talking about this bad list?
None of the decks I play got it.
Shoutmon made it through another one, right?
Let's go, baby. Got my deck ready.
Something wild.
Nah, but I mean, I'm a little upset because I wish we could experience full power BT12 War Gray, because if people thought that Black War Gray was bad, I would have loved to see them upset when I swing and unsuspend and swing again. While I delete your Digimon because of raid, and then I have piercing, and then I Omni, and I still have piercing.
Then you go War Greymon X, you mean, and then you Omni afterwards.
God, yeah, facts, dude. Would have loved that.
All right, so Pessimistic says,
"Hey, yo, I got a."
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I got a controversial take, but go ahead.
All right, don't forget it. Pessimistic says, "I'm green as fuck to Digimon TCG lads, so I don't understand the implication of the singular card ban list."
Honestly?
Who wants this one?
Honestly, so really what that means is it slows the Greymon decks down a lot, as we've said. And it also kind of opens up the format to other decks that were worse. And it gives kind of like, it opens up for like a new best deck in format, I think. Because I think that it just makes Greymon a little too slow to be the best deck in the format now. And I'm not sure what's going to take it. If I had to put money, I'd say it's Merva Cross, because that deck can be cracked. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. Or Beelzemon? But I mean, that's more of like a BT12 thing.
BT12. Those anti-body cards.
That's a BT12 future. But like, oof. I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting to see without maybe War Greymon running on.
But I think Grandis and Cross just stays up top, and then Melga comes right back into the mix.
Well, so the problem with Grandis, right? And somebody pointed this out on Facebook, which makes sense. Grandis became like really good in this aspect because Black War Gray was here.
Yes.
And so the thing is that Black War Gray, no matter what, takes time to set up. And even when they do set up, it's not an OTK deck. So you as Grandis have time to build up into your stack. And that's why we saw, like, I think the deck that won was an OTK style Black War Gray, right?
Yeah, he was playing with the promo.
With the promo. So like, if you're playing the more control style Black War Gray, which is, I would say 90%, 95% of the Black War Gray decks, you're giving your opponent time to respond in a way. A deck like Grandis can take advantage of that real bad. And if you can't see OmniX or you don't get into the BT5 OmniX in time, Grandis is going to clear board while they clear your security. And that's what that is. That's why Grandis became so good. Otherwise, Melga outpaces it. No shot. So with Black War Gray, somebody made this stupid comment today. And I say it's stupid, and I'll call it stupid. They said, I don't understand, what all the fuss is about. It's just a turn slower. One turn slower in Digimon means the world.
Hell yeah.
It's tempo loss.
I'll be winning games all the time because of one turn.
Yeah, one turn.
Exactly.
Literally, one turn is all it takes. With Blackwork Ray taking one turn longer to set up, that's one turn less for Melga to have to worry about them establishing a Blackwork Ray to go swing, 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 swing. You're done.
Yeah. I mean, if I could do an extra turn early every single time, Imperial would be the best deck in the format right now. If I was one turn faster than ever, sheesh, that deck's tier 0, baby. Give me that. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about getting there fast, especially when you can get to a level 6 that fast and establish protection and blocker.
That's why Examon, in a way, is such a good deck, because it enables a really fast Examon level 7 power play that has blocker, it has evade, it's going to suspend something, and if you have either of Slayer Dramon or Break Dramon to put underneath, you're in a good position. The problem is consistency. The reason Examon doesn't win more is because it's highly inconsistent. It's a dual color deck. You're going to get that. If Examon was even 10% more consistent than it is right now, it would be up there. It could body literally every deck, like just straight up. That's what it is.
I gotta say though, with this hit, I think Examon gets a little bit better too in this format.
Oh yeah, I'm eating good. Yeah. I'm eating good, baby. I don't got to worry about a 2-cost DigiPod anymore.
Yeah, and I'm pretty excited just because I've been playing a lot of Mastamon, and I'm like, I feel pretty good about this hit because now my deck don't seem so bad when I gotta play a little bit slower and hard drop a level 5. Like,
exactly.
I got some extra time now.
I get the conversation about Grandis, but like Grandis really didn't have that bad of a matchup to anything, period. You just stay in raising. This is my point. Like, this is why I say the deck is now better, because now you don't have like that Black or Greymon to like worry about. Because there's nothing to worry about now, really, outside of Melga. But like, right?
Well, you're not really worried about Black or Grey anyways.
Raising. Yeah, most times, anyways, because the only reason you're worried about was because of OmniX. Because of OmniX. So now that OmniX is 90% of the time, like one turn later, you're not worried about it. You're chilling and raising. You're gonna get to your Coolmon. Like, the only way you lose is if you brick out like crazy. So like, you could chill. You could probably chill into a Grand Kawagamon. That's how long you could wait now. You know what I'm saying? And raising, raise into the raise, go into Grandis, pop off, take 5 checks, and then go for a hyper for game or something. You know what I'm saying? Or like Palmon or something. Who knows? Not Palmon, Mimi. But like, you know what I'm saying? It just makes Grandis not have to like worry about things at all in that sense, in my opinion. And then now Cross. There's still Hades Force, but it doesn't matter when you're a turn slower. Exactly, doesn't matter when you're a turn slower.
That's the whole
doesn't matter that your Greymon stack is chilling and raising probably a turn later than you would like to, because you can't raise and do the whole wombo combo. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then Melga now Melga can raise to promo where Gurumon faster now, because they don't have to worry about, because Black Greymon X is probably out a turn slower. You know what I'm saying? So now they can set up swing, and then go into probably Melga X and probably be chilling, honestly. Like,
I've got like, so one thing that I do want to say, I just thought of BT11 Greymon X can hit the 1 means worse plays for Hades Force now too. There's a few times I've watched people Hades Force with just the Greymon X, just because he's black and red, and you can still kill a tamer, still kill whatever off the board. But now you can't do that anymore unless you get into your level 5. Second thing,
I don't know what Madman is doing Hades Force on a Greymon.
You've never seen it.
I've seen it on like Metal Greymon X.
I watched it at Nationals. I watched this man hard play Greymon X, and then Hades Force to kill a tamer from Crossheart, and it won him the game. He went top. He was top 4. It was top. He might have actually been the person that won. I forget. But he made top 4 for sure. He literally hard played Greymon X and then Hades Force. I was like, this man's an absolute monster. I was like, what a play right there. I wouldn't have thought of that a million years. I was like, what a madman.
I'm not mad enough to try that.
What a monster. It worked. He won the game off of it though. He was the person who was only playing 1, I think.
Oh yeah, that was definitely the winner.
Yeah, he was going crazy.
He was promo. let me just interject. So some new comments. So last comment from Pessimistic. All I saw on Twitter was a bunch of people saying Melga is coming back, so I had to Google and understand that Melga meant Metal Gurumon. Yeah, so Melga, for some reason, has become the abbreviation of Metal Gurumon X. I don't know how it came about.
I don't know why.
We just started calling it Melga.
Yep. Well, that's like Railgun is for Ancient Greymon.
Yeah, Ancient...
Railgun OTK. I love that.
Railgun OTK. Shady Water, what's up, dude? Welcome back to chat. He says, yo, I'm taking Imperial to the Ultimate Cup. Hope, you say X-Pyldramon. I think you just mean Pyldramon. Saves me from Machine Dramon. Which Pyldramon? Are you talking about
what?
the, oh, no, not X-Pyldramon. EX01 Pyldramon? The one that can't be blocked.
Oh, yeah.
Spicy's
You can
X.
still get redirected by
Well,
analog.
you can
Yeah.
redirect though.
So yeah, you'll still be redirected with Analog Man. But yeah, can't be blocked.
Dude,
That's definitely a good one.
Of Analog Man, I was feeling some sort of defeat last night playtesting Blue Flare against it. That man had 3 Analog Mans on the field. I said, what am I even supposed to do?
I said, come swing, baby.
Hades Force.
like,
You Hades
It
Force.
doesn't matter.
I
You
was
stunned me.
playing Blue
Doesn't
Flare.
matter, you
I was
stunned me.
like, whatever, man. Just go to the next game. And then he did it again. He put 3 Analog Men down. I said, whatever. I had like OTK in hand. I was like, there's nothing I could even do.
Pessimistic says, I just recently got Imperial Dramon, Gallantmon, Jesmon, and All-Force V-Dramon starter decks, and a few Dimensional Phase boosters to begin my TCG here. Also have Beelzemon starter pre-ordered.
Nice.
Those are all great
that
decks to
Imperial
have.
starter deck's
That's a
probably
great
the
way to
best
start.
one, yeah. If you
Yeah,
get some
Imperial's
Great way to start.
Yeah.
Imperial's best out the box. Gallantmon has great support for Gallantmon archetype. Jesmon is just freaking... Jesmon just requires you to buy a
Pretty good.
couple Sister Mons and you're done. Like, straight up.
Some Sister Mon, maybe the secret rare though too.
If you, I mean, yeah, if you
GX.
want to play GX, you can. Not that you need to. You can get away with just
But yeah,
Jesmon
I mean,
and Jesmon
definitely
X.
all of those decks you can upgrade those. Those are good choices.
Yeah.
And all four, well, except All Force. All Force is
You can
the
upgrade.
only thing.
Force is gonna be
The only
money.
thing you're gonna use from that is the Vmon.
Well, no, you'll use the
No, you use the
Vijamons.
Vijamon.
You'll use the Vijamon.
I use the Vijamon.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
That gives the sec
Hey,
plus
for
2.
cross-
And the ARV.
champion.
Okay, so the whole line except All Force. All Force looks
Yeah,
expensive.
yeah.
He says All Force looks expensive. Dan, how's
It's
your pockets
expensive.
over there? How's your
Rena,
pockets?
it's just Rena. It's just Rena.
Yeah, Rena is probably what,
50 a
55
pop.
right now?
You
Yep,
need
that's
all 4. You need a
You
play
need
set.
4. So yeah, All Force is very expensive, and is the payoff worth it? It's up to you. I say
I guess it depends on what you're looking for. I think if you're like a U-Force fan, then it's
you might as well pick it
because
up.
I'm
Yeah.
a U-Force fan. Did it just randomly improve because of the Black Hole Greymon hit? Hell yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Yes, sir,
One
that
turn
deck is
slower,
better.
baby.
That
Yeah.
gets so much better off that. And I gotta say though, not only is it 1 turn slower, but it really, like, people don't understand that the whole combo of the deck, and I feel like people don't realize that when they say it doesn't matter, is it allowed you to go into a BT8 and de-digivolve for 2 memory, right? So you only needed the turn with 2 memory. If you had a Cool Boy on field and went into the Metal Greymon X, now you have to remember the old X antibodies, they didn't cost 1, they cost 0. The new one for that deck, that costs 1. So it was really important to keep turn with only the 2 memory.
Exactly.
You don't get to do that anymore. Like, people don't realize that that's why it's so important. Because you can...
But also like, and then because of like the de-digivolve and like the pop effect, you can clear their board and put them at 1 with Metal Greymon X, and you were fine with that. Now you really can't do that either.
Yep.
Agreed.
Like, people don't
You
realize how
need
big
to
that
have
is.
you need to have a Yuya on board. You need to have a Cool Boy on board, and you need to raise with a regular Greymon. Go into like the BT8 Greymon X. Go to 4 memory, Digivolve for 4, and then you have to contemplate either putting your opponent at 1 with Metal Greymon X or go into like a level 6. So, but you had to have the setup ready before your opponent could put you at 2, and you was fine. You know what I'm saying? They could try to like choke you, put you at 2, because you know that's sometimes a lot of early plays. You know, put your opponent at 2 or something. Raise Metal Greymon for 2, You go to Metal Greymon X, you're clearing board 90% of the time. So like you're chilling, and when it comes back to you, you're going to a Black Hole Greymon X, or a Galmon, and you was just controlling board at that point. Side note, yeah, U4 is expensive. Them tie tamers, $15, crazy.
It is $300
I have so many
for
of them.
8 tamers.
Yeah,
$300 for 8 tamers.
yeah. You needed like. If you're someone who played U-Force from day one, you already had like the ties and stuff, so you were chilling. But like for people who were trying to get into the game
now, because I would argue your tamer lineup is Davis, Rena, Tai, and whatever like 2 to 3 other tamers you want to play.
That
Tai is
uses
just
money
so
right
good.
here. Who would have thought this card was going to be worth so much later on? These are
Right?
4
Bro, I
extra
bought mine.
I've got.
I bought mine at like when like the game was like early, so it was like $10. And then when like the game like blew up and it was like more accessible,
It's
they
like
dropped to like
$3-4
$5.
Yeah,
3-4 bucks,
So
yeah.
cheap. So cheap.
wild. All right, more comments. Hold on. So first of all, Pessimistic, welcome to Menagerie of Misfits. Currently the name of my
Menagerie.
Discord. Menagerie of Misfits.
Like that.
I'm going to be changing all this stuff around. We're going to rebrand. YouTube has been rebranded to DigiGuard United. Twitch will be rebranded soon. We'll have the Discord up and running soon. So all this stuff will be rebranded. But for now, welcome to the Menagerie of Misfits. I hope you enjoy your stay. Pessimistic says, I was looking for the Mastimon starter deck, but the Digimon TCG stuff is like a diamond in the rough in Australia, it seems. Australia is a weird one. Australia seems very hit or miss when it comes to product. Like, it's either like, oh, damn, they've got product, or damn, they've got nothing. Because it's the same thing with One Piece that I see. Like, some people are like, oh yeah, it's easy to get product, or easier, more accessible than it is for like the US. And some people are just like, damn, it's nowhere to be found. So it's craziness. Mastimon, that's Mike's alley now. Mastimon is Mike's deck.
Yeah, that's true. I've been playing a lot of Master. I actually posted my deck list on the Digimon Card Game TCG 2020, the Facebook group. Great resource if you guys aren't in there. But yeah, I posted the deck list I've been running in there. I've been playing that deck a whole lot. I like it a lot. It took me a while to get a list that I actually enjoyed together, though. I probably rebuilt that deck, dude, like 100 something times in like a span of 3 weeks.
Hey, yo, here's my controversial take, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm like facetiously joking about it, but at the same time, like, just think about it, right? So, that Gaudamon's a 5-cost drop, right?
Yeah.
Greymon X is a 5-cost drop, right?
Yeah.
Hear me out. Just answer my questions, right? They're both regular hard Evos for 3 costs, correct? Both 2-colored, right? Both can reduce. Wait. One reduces their Evo to 1, while Greymon X does not. Do you see? Do you see the balance in this game? This is crazy. So we're allowed to go to Andrew Wilmot. Wait. We're allowed to go to Andrew Wilmot and into Lady Devimons for 1, but we're not allowed to go to Metal Greymon for 2.
I think the difference.
And wait, you can hard play. And we can hard play them Gaudamon's and get a search for +2 potentially cards.
I think the difference.
But Greymon X gets hit.
Hear me out here.
What if in the future they drop the most busted Andrew Woman and all people gotta do is just play this crazy Gaudamon and then GG, no right?
If that happens in the future, y'all let me know. I'll be playing it. I think the difference though is that one, who is digivolving that Greymon for 3?
No, I'm just saying it's happened. I've done it before.
And 2, right? Not only can it go on top of another Greymon for free,
I know.
If you're playing the BT5 Greymon and reduce its cost by 1, you just digivolved for 1.
Yo, facts.
twice, and then you reduce cost twice.
I'm just saying, them stats are quite similar to, so,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
don't remember Mastamon having built-in protection either. Does anyone else?
Chaos degradation.
Yeah, that card's crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, Chaos Degradation should have never been printed. I don't understand.
What are you talking
why.
about?
No,
That's
no,
the
there-
only reason
you-
that
no,
deck's even
because-
playable right
That's
now,
insane.
bro.
You-
Are you kidding
you
me?
had-
If they took Chaos Degrader away, that deck is nothing.
You gave battle protection, deletion prevention, bounce protection, and DP reduction prevention. And then after doing all that, you're like,
Before
but
doing
here's
all
this
that.
new mechanic.
To be fair, it was before they printed that stuff.
Okay. Well, okay. Craniumon had deletion
Yeah,
prevention.
there you go. Yeah.
Machine Dramon, well, not Machine Dramon. Okay, so you had most of it. Most of it.
Deletion protection, yeah.
So you had like most of it. And then you come out and you say, I see that we're going to be adding in a lot of effect prevention. So here's this new mechanic. It's called put your shit to the
facts.
stack
Hey.
and then trash it.
You know what though? But I got a card for you right here, and you're gonna be like, "Whoa, wow, look at that! No way." Let me just find it. All right. See
Lay it
this,
on me,
this
lay it
boy
on me.
right here, right?
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
got
Galactima.
chaos degradation protection, all right?
Oh, sorry.
He's the first one.
How could I
He's got-
forget about the big
This
satellite in
man's
space?
got everything protection.
Yes, he does. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
He's the first. He's the first one to have it.
Now is he that good? Well,
Shout out to Impresario Maizumi from YouTube chat. He says, is this live? Yes, sir. This is as live as it can be. Says, made it to a live podcast. Let's go. Yes, sir. So the plan is for us to be doing our regular podcast recordings on Mondays, typically when we record, but sometime like between Monday and Tuesday. And then if we do decide to go live during the week, we're going live somewhere between Thursday and Friday, essentially. So tonight's the perfect night to go live because it's a Friday night. And if you're not doing anything, you hang out with the boys, right? He says, love your guys' podcast. We love that you love us.
Yes,
baby.
we appreciate that.
Thank you,
so
thank
much.
you, thank you.
And then from Twitch chat. So shout out to Ashmus. Ashmus is the one who pointed out V-Tamer Ty's Buster expensive ass.
Goat.
Pessimistic pulled an alt art black or gray X from his first dimensional phase booster. So
Hey,
props to you.
great card.
Congrats.
Great card. One of the more expensive.
That's a
ones.
beautiful art right there.
Our
Beautiful
Ashmus
art.
Prime says Chaos Degrade is such a large part of what makes Mastamon scary. You damn right.
Heck yeah.
You
It
are
does.
damn right.
Yeah.
Literally is the only card you can't protect against unless you're playing Galactimon. So every time you swing into security, it's like, I might
There's
lose
always a
this
chance.
stack, but there's nothing that I can do because I have to swing into security.
I gotta say though, I used to always be like, "Oh man, I hope chaos degrades in my security." Blah blah blah. Now I'm like, I hope that is just in my hand because in security, it's really good. It gets rid of everything. You know, put it to the top, put it to the bottom. It does not trash though. When that bad boy is in your hand, that is a live round. That is a live round. I don't care
Yeah,
how much memory I'm about to give you. I am get whatever is in my face away from me and then trash your top stack. That card is
So,
great.
What are we looking at? What are we looking at?
We got a dog.
Impresario says Chaos Degradation should go to 1. It sucks so much at 4, and now it's starter deck Ai and Mako. They can control what cards they recover. Because when one of your Digimon digivolves into a purple Digimon, you may suspend this tamer to place 1 card from your hand on top of your deck and gain 1 memory.
Spicy.
That's
I remember seeing that, yeah.
stupidly spicy. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I've
would
seen
be the
a
type
few
of degenerate to
people-
do
But
that.
But
I wouldn't say chaos
wouldn't-
degradation should be hit at all though, because Mastamon decks, if they don't have that, sometimes they just lose.
Agreed.
sometimes.
I think the problem more is just the
My
fact
fault,
that
Mike. A
if you were
lot of
playing
times.
if it was just played in Mastamon, it'd be one thing, it'd be fine. But the fact that it gets played in Seccon and other control style decks that splash yellow and purple is what makes it, a pain in the ass.
All right.
Whatever,
I'll just,
bro.
I'll
It's
just
not
make
my
sure to have a
fault
delicate
they have all these
plan.
degenerates out
I'll
there
just
that
play a
keep
delicate
splashing
plan.
cards and decks they don't belong in.
I'll just make sure to have a delicate plan or you on board. It's okay.
Yeah, there you go.
It's
Get
okay.
the ADP
We're
going,
all right.
baby.
So
Yeah.
Pessimistic asks, what is
Or
each of our favorite
Wargreymon
decks?
BT1.
Ooh, our favorite.
You can never go wrong with Wargreymon.
decks.
Hold on. What is our favorite deck and one reason from each of us why he should make that his first deck to properly build.
Ooh.
And side note, AK Pandesal, welcome to Menagerie of Misfits, soon to be Digiguard United. Hope you enjoy your stay.
I would say Black or Greymon, but they just smacked Black or Greymon, so enjoy it while it lasts. Everything is cheap mostly in it. So
let's see. If I had to tell you what my favorite deck right now is, it's gonna be Examon. No shot. I don't know why. Just the idea of big boss dragon, I'm gonna force you to attack and control board deck. Examon's my favorite deck right now.
Very solid.
Examon is also, it's not expensive. It just requires you to buy 4 Examon, and that's about $120 ish. Outside of that, everything else is fairly cheap except for Davis.
All right, so hear me out, right?
Oh boy.
So my
just say Dark Knightmon.
Favorite deck right now that I've been playing and enjoying a lot is Mastermon. The deck
Okay,
you should
yeah.
build is not Mastermon. That deck will make you quit the game.
Yeah.
It sucks. The deck you should build though is Crossheart. It is super cheap to build if you're not buying alt arts. I mean, that deck is dummy cheap. And it's really, 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 really good. It spams the board. You can build a giant Megazord if you want. Or you could get really crazy, play the Mervamons in it, and then you play Blinding Rays and Gravity Crush. So if you buy the cards for that deck, and then buy the 12 extra cards you'll need for Mervamon, Gravity Crush, and Blinding Ray, you can make 2 different decks with those cards. So like, you can build like a giant Megazord, or you can build kind of like this fun, crazy, gain 10 memory in 1 turn, drop a Mervamon for 7, and rush your opponent for game. Like, there's different playstyles you can go, so I think that would be a really cool deck. He's the one that mentioned that he picked up Imperial, though, right?
Yes.
So, I also have to say, in BT12, we do get new Imperial support, and while I don't think it's the greatest, I think it's enough to make it playable in the format again. It's not.
I think it's very playable.
It's not earth-shattering, but I think it's not going to be a tier 1. But it's a really fun deck, and it's not expensive to build. It's probably one of my all-time favorite decks. I have mine completely max rarity. I love the deck. It's fun. So if you want to play that, do it. It's cheap. I can't even think of what the most expensive cards would be. Jamming Vmons, maybe.
Yeah, it's
it's so cheap.
Yeah, if you even want to play them, honestly.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's just so cheap right now.
So outside, for me at least, outside of Black or Greymon, just because it got hit, so like I don't want to like put you in that direction of like build Black or Greymon, and like April 1st comes around, you can't play 4 Greymon X's. One of my favorite decks, man, I have so many favorite decks.
Me too. I play so much, dude. I'm just pulling decks out of my ass right now. Like,
well, right now for me it's U-Force and Machinedramon. I would say U-Force is a really good deck to build if you want to go that route, but the problem is it's very expensive right now. So if you don't have like the funds for like $200 just for arenas and stuff, I would recommend not. The other deck I really like right now is Machinedramon. Machinedramon had just recently got new support in BT11 with the Analog Man and Machinedramon, so it got really good. You also you can play less of the EX01 Machinedramon, and that makes it cheaper. Mine's all arted out too, like Mike said with his was it Crossheart, right?
Yeah.
So the most expensive card is the EX01 Machinedramon. Regular art is probably like $14-15. You could get away with running 3 of it in the deck. And then honestly, what's really cool about that deck is a very personalist, because there's so many. The deck revolves around having like 14 to 16 level 5s in the deck, and you can change up the ratios of how you like it depending on how you want to build your Machinedramon deck. And that's what I really like about it, that you can like make it more personal. Like in comparison to like, let's say Metal Garurumon, right? Metal Garurumon is basically a soft list, and like 45 of the cards is basically the 45 out of 50 cards is like you're set with. And honestly, the last 5 you could probably just copy and paste it and you're fine. Probably it for me. I've been enjoying Suka that deck. You know what I'm saying?
Poop loop.
That deck is super cheap. Like everything is dirt cheap in that deck. You know what I'm saying? It's a cool deck. You could run purple in it, so you can like flame Hellscythe your like King Sukumons and like loop them out. You could play Venus Mob if you want in it. You can just go straight up Metal Edamon, because Metal Edamon like lets you play out more Sukumon, Edamon, Chumons and stuff. It's a really cool deck. What else? Trying to think.
Yeah, I gotta say, right? If you decide to build cross, and if you decide to alt it, it's got some of the most fire alt arts in the game. First of all, this is the egg 7? From the winter pack. That's tough, right? But then
show the cross 7.
Yeah, here's the cross 5 first. Fire, but it gets better. They just keep getting better. This is honestly one of the most beautiful rookies in the game. This is a beautiful.
I don't know if I'd say all that, Chief.
It's alright.
It's good. And I've seen. I'll show you the best looking.
But snap, drop. But
you gonna say Dora?
This bad boy. Look at this dude.
Oh, okay.
Look at this dude.
Yeah,
you know what this reminds me of? You guys remember that one TV show on Cartoon Network? It was like a Mega XL or whatever. It was the
Megas XLR.
Yes, that's exactly what this art reminds me of. Is Megas XLR, dude. I get those exact vibes. Anyways, sweet deck. Okay, yeah, I mean that's probably one of my all-time favorite decks. Though that's actually sitting over there.
Agumon and Gabumon from BT6.
Oh yeah,
I think best
those
looking
rookies.
Do you think those are the best looking rookies though?
Hey yo, I just got my playset of the
you're bugging. I'll tell you
the
right now.
The Jellymon alts are fire.
I'll tell you right now what the best looking rookie is. It is
Gazi?
No, Doraemon from BT8. Was that one that came out that art?
Hey, I said Doraemon before. Yeah.
Well, I like Doraemon's art a lot. I think it's
that
very
card
epic
is
looking,
crazy.
but I don't think I guess it's in terms of what you're looking at.
You see the background of it.
Also,
it's
the new rookie arts we got from the Beelzemon starter deck. Oh, those are pretty.
Yeah.
The Vmon one. Look up the Vmon one real quick. Oh, that one is so good.
If it's on here.
Where is it?
It may not be on there.
Scroll. Nah, yeah, it doesn't look like it's on there. Nah, it's not on
those
there.
are all fire though. The participant ones. The participants are cool.
Yeah, they're cool, but
Ultimate Cups,
man. Nah, the new Vmon art we got is crazy from that though. That's sweet.
Oh, you know what? I was just thinking like another maybe a more competitive deck. The Blue Flare, it's pretty cheap. It's pretty cool too.
Oh yeah, it's a great deck. I have that
for someone who's starting out. I have it built too. Most of it is really honestly. If you're not going for all arts, I think the whole deck is probably $60, $70.
Yeah, I think Metal Greymon's probably around.
It's nothing crazy.
I think Metal Greymon's the most expensive, and it's a super rare, so you're gonna need 4. But
it does a lot of stunning. It does a lot of depending on the board, but you could do a lot of stun. You can get a lot of aggro in at times too. It's a very good deck.
Yeah, Metal Greymon's
someone who's starting now.
It's $5.50 on TCG players, so we'll call it $6 a piece. It's not bad. It's cheap. However, if you want to play my favorite deck right now, which is Mastamon, which I don't recommend you do, but check it out. Check it out.
Don't do it.
This is my opinion.
Because you refuse to buy the gold Mastamon.
This got to be the best art in the game, though. I don't know. This goes so hard.
Yeah, that's whatever. That's definitely.
This goes so hard. I don't know.
I mean, it does.
I don't know.
But you gotta buy the $350 gold Mastamon. Which speaking of, gold Mastamon has one listing left at about $360. Before the only listings left are $600 and $800.
Yeah, I'm not buying them, bro. Ooh, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Machine Dramon is down to $140. Few listings there. And I'm sure All Force has just been chilling. All Force is $75.
Going down,
if you like it. Because nobody's playing it. Hold on. We gotta catch up on comments here. So basically, to recap, pessimistic decks, if you're trying to be cheap and competitive, cross arts. If you are trying to be not so cheap and still competitive, it doesn't really All Force. I would just go All Force.
All Force is so expensive. Yeah.
You can build either version of Cross Hearts, Cross 7 or Merva for like $50. Not even, because Merva is a super rare. It's the most expensive card at $4 a pop in the Cross Heart version. And for the Cross 7 version, Cross 7 is the most expensive card, also being a super rare, as well as Cross 5. Cross 5 is like $6. Cross 7 should be about the same. So that's that. He says, how playable... Well, before I get over here, let's go back to YouTube chat real quick. The problem with the Mervamon build, Impresario says, is the fact that you need to have bodies and trash to call with Merva and have the memory extenders and nothing in your opponent's security. Everything has to go right. I would disagree. I would only disagree because the whole concept of Cross, in my opinion, is already Rookie Rush. Like, if you saw the one that I built, it literally was all rookies. It was, the Sparrow, Ignite, Starmons, and Sparrowmon. That's 16 rookies. The comboed with your 4 Ballista, your 4 Darulumon. The only other cards you're playing outside of them, you're going to play Cross 3 to get your Search, Cross 4 because it's still a really good card, your Tamers and Mervamon, and your memory gaining cards. Basically, you're just swinging every turn. And if you can't, like, you're just going to end turn on Mervamon once, you're going to pop out 2 bodies, and you're going to tell your opponent to deal with it, or you're just gonna trash all your security with Blinding Ray and accumulate your Gravity Crush. You're gonna use them all at once. You're gonna play Mervamon for the 7 because she's gonna gain a memory from Ignite. You're gonna spam out 2 bodies and you're gonna throw 3 more swings at security. Like, I don't think it's that much of a problem. Like, yeah, you need to have the right setup.
Yeah, because especially
like
with the Merva version, right? As you're saying, you're gonna be like poking a lot, like you're gonna be swinging with your rookies a lot. So by the time you do Merva, they're probably down to like maybe
2 security.
3 to 2 security.
Yeah,
and that's already like 3. That's gonna be 3 bodies.
You
probably can do like more cross stuff afterwards for potentially free.
And
so you're probably fine, honestly, most times.
And also remember that when Merva's on the board, she gives rush to anything Cross Heart that's played without Shoutmon. Therefore, with all your memory gaining, you play Merva, you go down to 3, you play another Gravity Crush, go to 5, play Darulumon for 4, it's gonna have rush. Like, I think it's a lot easier than you make it out to be. He also says, to Mike's controversy, alternate art X5 has the best artwork.
Yeah, that
alternate
card
art
looks
X7
good.
is underwhelming.
You think
underwhelming?
He says the fact that X7's texture is all on the background is disappointing.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know. I think the card looks sweet. I'm also just a giant Power
He's
Rangers
a Power
fanboy.
Rangers, yeah. Which is, I mean, to be fair. He says the alternate art. Ooh, look at your Megazord.
You gotta pull him after. I show this to all the girls. Just kidding. That's not true. I have a girlfriend. She'll kill me if she heard me say it.
Guys, he's not wrong. She is, a killer.
Kill me.
He says the alternate art EX02 Impmon from the starter deck is the best. I forget what that looks like. So
That's I don't like that one actually.
Was that ST12, I think, or 13? No, that's 14 then.
But it is pretty sweet. That's the that's brand new though.
Yeah. He also says cool Zord.
Thank you.
I mean, this alt art
It's
is pretty
sweet.
good looking. It's sweet. I wouldn't call it the best though.
There's just so many good ones.
It's
honestly
really
the jamming Vmons are really pretty too.
Best egg though, Argomon.
Best egg, probably
Best
Argomon.
egg.
We don't really get many alt
This
art.
It's pretty clean.
This is like,
No, I got the best egg.
Best
It's
egg?
the
Which one?
Ultimate Cup Koromon.
Ooh,
Okay, Ultimate Cup
good
Koromon
choice.
is
I like the Ultimate
on
Cup
a
Demi
completely different
Vmons
level.
too. The Ultimate Cup Demi Vmons are fire.
Yeah, the Demi Vmons are really good. I really like these. And if you guys don't know, you should pick these up while they're $20 a pop right now because that's a really good price. I tell you that because back when I first got into the game, I wanted to pick up these Koromons. They were like $40, $50 a pop. If you look at a year ago, it's not even tracked. A year ago from now, it's $72. But This was $40 to $50 at one point in time, and I wanted to pick them up, but I didn't because I was like, I can't justify spending damage on one card.
I also made
Look at
that
them now.
stupid mistake, dude.
Yeah, look at them now. And this is just like, if you like Greymon, if you like Koromon, like,
no cap though.
it's just so
If you
good.
go to that Demi Vmon though, they're $20, right? If they ever print anything relevant with jamming again, that card instantly is going to go up in price. That is
And you already have a lot of good support for jamming to begin with because of EXO1.
Damn, I didn't even know they're $20. I might
That's what I'm saying. Pick them up. There's a good price right now for them.
Yeah, that is a great price.
Are we doing
what were the
market watch right
what were
now?
What were the other comments on the other?
Yeah, let me bounce back to Twitch here. How playable will Beelzemon starter be on release? Playable,
very playable.
playable. Not what everybody thinks it will be, compared to the support that we get in BT12.
I'd also say
once BT12 drops, that starter deck plus the couple cards from previous sets just makes.
That deck's expensive.
I don't know how to describe
that deck's kind of expensive.
That deck is crack. Especially if you are.
You need the black.
It's
you need the
expensive because of the Beelzemon.
You need the blast
Well, no.
You don't.
right?
No, you don't need the old blast
Not anymore.
The only thing you need is the EXO2 Beelzemon.
You need it.
Got you.
And that's expensive because it's like $15 right now.
I guess it's not so bad then.
And then the Ipmons. That's all you really need.
Yeah.
Sax, hello Sax, my old friend. Digimon, yes. Master what? Mastermon. Pessimistic, Magnamon looks awesome. Always like them. Magnamon's art is fire.
It's pretty badass.
Do agree with that.
Hey, you want to know a sleeper R that's so fire?
What's that?
The BT8 Mallow, my eldest mon.
Okay, yeah. Tough.
Yep. That one goes hard. Bring that up for chat here. Da-da-da-da-da.
You know what? You know what? Alt art also goes hard. It's an older one. The Dan Devimon alt art.
Ooh,
Yo, facts.
That is
both of them for that matter.
That is
because this is some Venom level shit. Like this is
what
like
a good alt art.
hell.
What a good alt art.
And this is like
Spawn. He looked like Spawn in that one.
Yes, both are solid. They're so sweet.
Both are solid. Darian says you look sweet, Mike.
Oh man, you're gonna make me blush.
Best eggs are EXO2 alts. You know what? Yeah, fair. Digimon, beautiful art. Gummymon.
Oh yeah, it's a really nice.
They're nice. I think the Demi Vmons are nice.
And the Viximon.
I guess I'm also a Vmon fan.
I think all of them. But honestly, like all of these are equivalently great. Like because we don't really get full art rookies like this. We normally get box toppers like Pagubon, and it's like, all right. I mean, that's cool and all, but like
that art's fire.
They're not.
I mean,
full art.
They're sweet. They're full arts. How is that not a full art?
They're not Viximon and
no, I get it.
level.
But yeah, they're still sweet. I mean, those are nice. Those are way nicer than the normal box toppers, though. But you know what has a great alt art? Upamon. Upamon's got a really good alt art.
Oh yeah, you know what? I would probably take it away from the rest.
Yeah,
it would be between Upamon and Koromon.
Yeah, in person,
that is definitely
in person.
Yeah, in person, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is a great alt art.
I agree. Yeah.
Someone say Rangers? Yes, Sax. So our boy Mike over here is a big Power Rangers fan. He was just showing off his Megazord. Mike, you want to show it off again for Sax?
Yeah, I'll bring out the Dragon Zord too. You guys
yeah, baby.
Hey, yo. Hey.
Meanwhile, Mike gets that. Shady Water says, I'd love to get the Ultimate Cup VMont if it ever drops to 200. Agreed.
Fire right here, right?
Yeah, boy. Look at them.
That's how he got his girlfriend. He showed the Megazord to him.
Actually, I made my girlfriend buy me that Dragon Zord.
Yo, this man is a menace.
It's funny.
to society.
Impresario says, what about Yggdrasil? Ooh, Yggdrasil's all
sick.
Honestly, let's pause. All of the alts from that set are
that
deck. I don't even want to know how expensive that deck's got to be to alt, bro. Holy, that deck's gonna be ridiculous, man.
But in terms of being the best egg, I mean, yeah, it might go to. Let's see what Yggdrasil looks like. Let me pull up his alt.
Eggs are still sweet. I don't think it's the best egg, but it's important because of how good it is. Like, it's the whole card of the deck, really, you know? So, like, I think that might give it the edge over the other eggs. I don't think the art's the best, but it's sick still. Bro, what is your computer loading like? Jesus Christ, bro.
Well, it's a lot of image. Oh, I mean, come on.
I might have.
That's pretty fire.
That's badass. Yep.
Oh, all of those arts are so good. I love that they brought back the old gold borders from like the OG sets. Yeah, that was a really nice touch for them. Yeah,
Gankumon. I'm whatever on the burst modes. They're whatever to me compared to all the Royal Knights and these boss ass Omnimon.
Oh, the Royal Knights though? Sheesh.
Gallantmon, like
Show the Xmon, the Xmon. The Xmon goes hard.
Well, we'll get up there. Dynasmon, Lord Knight. Look at Belphamon though.
Yeah, that's fire.
Alphas is just
boss.
And then yes, our boy Examon.
Yeah, that one's so tough.
Leopardmon's leopard mode is badass.
Yeah, it's pretty fire.
I was like, you don't like the leopard mode?
I meant badass.
Nah, they both are.
Yeah,
Sleepymon or Kintorismon.
Ew.
And Magnamon. Oh my goodness, all these
Mon.
arts. Yeah, in the Japanese name. I'd never drop that much money. The all gold everything deck is a flex. I mean, yes, it is a flex. Isn't that what this card game is?
I'm buying it, baby. I'm buying them, man.
That's what this card game is, bro.
I'm gonna end up taking out a loan or something. That's gonna cost me money.
Honestly, I think the regular art for Gallant is so sick for BT13. Both Gallant and Omni's regular arts are sick.
Hey, yo, you know what's the best art in that set? Let's be real here.
Oh god.
Omekamon?
No. Prince Mamimon and King Edamon.
Yes, okay, let's bring it up. I gotta show chat. It's definitely up there. I'd agree with you.
Because King Edamon is making fun of Galamon from set. I forget what set it is, but it's golden.
BT2?
Yeah. It's golden.
Here, we'll bring it up.
Bro, like, come on. And then he got the Edamons, Monzimon in the background. Goated. This man just goated for it.
It's so great. Oh, wait. Hold on. I got to share the right screen. Hold on. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. So here's Gallantmon. And here's King Edamon. This is great.
See the resemblance? It's great.
I didn't realize that Gallant art has the other Royal Knights in the background. I don't know how I've never noticed that before.
Yeah, it's tough, bro.
I think I
noticed it for the first time when I saw the King Edamon version, and now I look back at it.
I think I only had the alt art of that card, and I'm pretty sure I just traded it to you.
Worst.
Oh, you fancy.
Worst alternate art in the game. Impresario says BT12 fighter mode.
No, no shot. That card is tough.
Is that this one?
Yeah, it's no.
Regular?
No. BT.
No, it's the one on the left. It's left.
No. BT12. He says BT12.
Oh, he said BT12.
Yeah, BT12 fighter mode. I gotta pull up the
I can see why, because it's like you don't really see him.
Bad.
BT12. Right.
Why don't you just use Digimon Meta? It makes finding the stuff so much easier.
DigimonMeta.com.
You was on Digimon.dev. Dev just had it.
No, they don't have the alt.
Oh, my bad.
And Mike, if you know something I don't, let a guy know.
Yeah, let me share
DigimonMeta.com.
Yeah, go to.
Do they have the alts listed there?
Go to Digimon Meta. Go to cards.
Okay.
Yep, scroll. And then pick BT12.
I didn't know they had this.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie. This is better than waiting for Bandai's website.
Yep, and just find scroll up. You probably passed it. It's gotta be. It'll be.
Do they have them next to each other?
Yes, it'll be next to blue. So scroll up, blue. There it is. I think it's fire.
I do like it, but I can see why Like this is like epic looking. Like
No, I don't. There's too much going on in that one. I like the altar.
You don't like Imperial about to about to knock Gallimon out?
Hey, yo.
Pause.
I mean, it's sweet. I like the alt art though.
But yeah, I do. I like these cartoonish versions because it's the same thing with War Greymon. Where are you, War Grey? Right, you're supposed to be over here.
He's with the black stuff.
Oh, that's right. He is black.
He's black red first, I believe, not red black.
Yeah, so
yes, sir. Look at that chaos, Ramon.
This regular art is
That's pretty good.
It's epic.
Pretty
but
good.
like I do like this cartoonish like all the color that comes from this and really shows off like the character.
I'm a big fan of that one too.
Same thing with Gallantmon as he triumphs over Beelzemon. Although this one's actually the opposite as I see it. Because this one's more in that style. And then this is the alt. So
yeah. I don't know what my favorite,
that alt's pretty fire though.
I don't know what my least favorite alt art is. Probably one of those, like, you know, like you're like opening a box and your alt art is like the $4 rare alt art that no one's ever gonna play ever. Those ones are always the worst.
Damn, shots fired.
Like, oh man.
So BT3 Ragna, that's definitely a fantastic alt art. But I think all the arts from BT, or is it 1.5? No, yeah, BT3. I think all of these style alt arts were just... honestly, BT2 and BT3 gave us some of the most fire alts in the game. Because BT2 had the like digital backgrounds. So Piedmon, fantastic.
Yo, and those alt arts are so fire because the villains are on one side and the heroes are on the other.
Yes.
They look sweet when you put them together.
War Greymon here on the other side. As a matter of fact, I'll break out the binder. Give me a sec.
Got him going with it. Man, yeah, this game has a lot of pretty cards that I've spent way too much money on in my life, and I should fucking chill, dude.
It's alright. It's all worth it at the end of the day. Like,
it is all worth it.
Look at that fancy binder.
All right, now gosh, let me stop sharing my screen so I can actually see myself here. There we go. So it's glared by the computer screen, but
there
like
we go, it focused
when they're all lined up, yeah, it's just absolutely epic.
It looks so
and then
good.
For BT3, they had the character arts, but like in their colors, and it's just fantastic looking.
Yeah, that Imperial alt art is so pretty. It's gorgeous.
Ghost Omni looks rad. I'd agree with that. I do like the way Ghost Omni
looks. It's an awesome card.
The big joke behind King Adamon's art is that it took Gallimon's slot in the black part of the set.
Exactly. Someone gets it.
Let's not talk about what we thought we were getting for BT13. Another Lucamon.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised with that one. I also thought we were gonna get.
I really thought we were getting Saiyan moves.
I thought we were gonna get X antibodies for the World Knights we don't have either, but that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yep. Depression.
Depression. Oh boy. I just realized we have some comments from like Spotify and YouTube that we never actually went over. So let's take this time.
Come on, Varni.
I know I'm slow. So let's take this time. Let's go over it real quick. So first of all, Walt Walker Sikorsky from Spotify. Good episode. Sucks to hear about too many games. I was there last year and teamed up with some random dudes to get second at teams. We didn't play against you, but I remember seeing y'all play long once. I know exactly the two games that you remember us playing long for. First game against our boy.
So do I.
Lance, because Lance was playing D Reaper and I was playing Yellow Hybrid. And I pulled that game out of my ass somehow. Don't know how I did it, but I did it. And I remember everybody standing there watching and I'm sitting here like this. I was so nervous. I was like, if I screw this up, like Nobody's gonna remember me, but if I win this, somebody will remember me. Mission achieved. Mission achieved.
Hey.
And then the last one, where it was Yellow Hybrid versus Secon, that I lost because I'm an idiot. So, yes. Shout out to you, Walker. We appreciate you listening, bro. Hope to see you again. We're probably still gonna go to too many, even if there's no regionals, just because we like playing Digimon.
It's also right around the corner from us, so why not?
Yeah, exactly. Some comments from Reddit. Ultimate Pantsu writer says, and I quote, "I fucking love this podcast like you wouldn't believe. Keep it up." Yo, bro. We appreciate the love, man.
That for sure.
Common Love says, yo, Common Love had me cracking up last night. Common Love posted a clip. He said, "Dads, please don't fight. This was when me and Mike got into that skiff about Melga.
Yeah, by the way, run me my apology, man.
Mike,
Run me my apology.
Your apology? Hold on. All right. So first I compiled all the results. So all the results said Alphamon had 4 dubs during BT9. Melga had 3. Alphamon had 30 tops to Melga's 41 tops. So to Mike's point, Melga did not have as many wins as Alphamon. Even though it was by 1, it did not have as many wins to Alphamon. So Michael, to your point, I'm only half sorry.
And
I was only half wrong.
And I said we created the Melga problem once Alphamon got hit, which is true because right after Alphamon got slapped, what happened to Melga? Stocks went up, baby. That deck went off.
Yes, it did. So that's that. But then he also says, definitely down for Discord and watching the ban list reaction live. So, Common Love, if you were able to make it here, appreciate you. But if not, don't worry. We're going to be on YouTube. And we've also got that Discord coming soon.
Yeah, speaking of that, I'm trying to play some games after this, boys. Who's down?
Ooh. Viewer battles. And then a comment from our boy Ray Ivory. This one's going to take me a minute, so bear with me. Ray Ivory says, "Love the discussion as always. I actually didn't know about them potentially cutting invites from store champions. I have to say that while I agree with the sentiment, I think more is lost from cutting invites from store championships than gained. We had 3 store champs at our store, and 2 made to top 32, and 1 of them to top 8. If they didn't get that store champ invite, then they wouldn't be there. To compare this situation with sports, it's like a team making the playoffs and having a higher seed, but then you play it in a terrible division. It is what it is. You still have to beat who is in front of you. If anything, it should make it easier for great players to get in anyways. Not everyone can get to a regionals in order to compete. Whether it's because they can't sign up due to too few slots, or the closest one to you is in Georgia and is a 10-hour drive. All of that isn't taking into account what happens if we have the same 12 people winning regionals. It's not worth it. The game doesn't have the money in it like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Magic have. Don't make it harder to compete and engage the product because it simply wouldn't be worth playing." So to that paragraph, I agree.
Agreed.
Second paragraph?
Agreed.
A second paragraph? I basically agree with the ban's restricted list. This was before we learned of today's miscomings. The purple card, I actually want to say will randomly get hit as Jack Raid. I didn't think the ban list will matter much for War Greymon and Metal Garurumon starter decks, as they seem to be black and purple. I am with Dan and Mike though. I am scared to death that they will recklessly hit cards. Well, don't worry. they did the exact opposite.
They did no such thing.
I actually think Hades Force is going to get banned, so Hunters and Cross will not have good answers in our formats. Fear not. Promo Where Garurumon is still going to be a problem because either it or Where Garurumon X are the source of the OTK. It also limits design space, as you can never have a truly decent Metal Garurumon. You have to be careful with any option that can unsuspend. Hell, you can't even make a generic level 6 in blue that unsuspends because it will gain the extra checks it needs, since Where Garurumon's inheritable isn't archetype restricted. If Bandai cares about design space, then the card has to get hit. Obviously, they... Also, Alphamon had more event wins than Melga X did, 5-3. I counted 5-4. But Melga had more tops, something like 38-24. It was like 41-30 or some shit I said. My friends and I described the choice between them as Alphamon has a higher ceiling, but Melga is consistent and faster. And I think you see that in the data as NA especially prefers to play consistent decks over high power level ones. All in all, great talk. I would love to hear you guys do a live this Friday. If you do it early enough, I'll pop in. Sorry for the wall of text. I just had so much to say. No problem. We love it. We love the long comments. To all of which you said, we basically responded throughout this podcast. And yes,
essentially,
NA loves their consistent decks. I said it last time, or maybe the podcast before. Kevin Ty, second place in North American Nationals, had the choice to take Axamon, Blackboard Gray, and Grandis, and decided to take none of the three because he wanted the consistency of playing Cross Hearts. And it got him to second place. So, need I say more?
Deck is good.
Deck is good.
Sheesh. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm kind of surprised they didn't hit more. I'm used to Bandai closing their eyes and throwing darts on a board and just hitting random crap, but I mean, we'll see what happens with the meta. Like I said, it was weird. We never even got like a clear meta picture for here because we only had one major tournament. And now with these Ultimate Cups playing such weird rules, we won't even get a good meta picture from that either.
Yeah, it's such a funky position to put us in, and I hate that they put us in this position because the same thing with, I mean, Yellow Hybrid and Blue Hybrid were a little bit different, but more the same thing with Cross 4 and Sunrise. Like, we knew that stuff was going to be strong, just like we knew Greymon X Blackboard Gray was going to be strong. I just wish we had the chance to play it out and see it for ourselves for at least like a month's worth of time before you come down and drop this on us. I mean, they're giving us, they didn't even give us anything because it was Nationals, and then they gave us these color restricted Ultimate Cups.
Yep.
So,
and these Ultimate Cups aren't even like a testament to what our meta really is. So it's
exactly.
Like,
it's oh, Bandai, my Bandai. So I won't say those of you don't know. We have a Twitter. You guys should know that. I got some comments. I didn't see these before. Really good comments. So I'm gonna read.
Slacking
these.
On this part, man.
No, bro, I'm like the worst. But I'm gonna read them out. So the Fallen Jin or Fallen Jin. This was in response to the last podcast we dropped, which was basically, yeah, it was the one from Monday. He says, I'm in Canada. We have exactly one TO that is allowed to host regionals in Canada. I live on the West Coast and they are located on the East Coast. So that's Carta, the Carta Magica, because Carta Magica is based out of Toronto, I believe. The price of flights, because we are a lower population, makes it so that I can fly out of Canada into Vegas for cheaper than it costs him to get to Toronto. While I agree,
that's crazy,
right? While I agree that store championships are way too easy an entry, for 2021 Nats, I simply drove to the smallest game store with a championship and played a tier 1 deck knowing the odds are that the play group was way more casual. As a competitive-minded player, I was not a fan, but knowing it would be an online event, I was more okay with it. If non-United States countries are going to receive at least 4 regionals in their country, I would be more okay with promoting qualification routes that actually take into consideration that a large percentage of players using English cards do not live in the USA and get absolutely shit for support and product. Fallen Jin, I agree with you 110% because it is unfortunate that, you know, obviously Mike, Dan, and I are all from America. And that's the one thing that we don't have. We don't have that foresight out of America. And the one time that I did, I got flamed for it on Twitter. Japan and Japan and Asia, they play the Japanese card game. Even the English speaking countries like Singapore, they still play the Japanese card game. Basically all of Europe, Latin America, and the US and Australia, even though they're Oceania. Yeah. So yeah, Oceania, we all play the English card game. And yeah, it does suck that the US is the most supported in terms of events and product, and that basically every other country gets shafted. I hear it with Latin America all the time in terms of their events. I hear it in Australia, like I said earlier, with their products. Sometimes they get it, sometimes they don't. And you guys in Canada, like, I'm just sorry. Like, it sucks because yeah, Carta's on the East Coast and there's nothing out there on the West. And it's just a shit situation. So I agree. Bandai, like you said, like I'm competitive, and that's why I have a thing against store championships. But what it boils down to is what Mike said. They need to do a better job when it comes to their regional level events. There needs to be more accessible, and more amounts.
If they're going to take them away, and you know what, if they're not even going to add more regionals, you need to add a point system for winning locals.
Oh, okay, so let's get to the point system part, because I had somebody comment who knows about Pokemon. So they said the Pokemon point system is not the wonder you speak of it being. It's the identical issue that Digimon has with not enough people traveling to win an invite to Worlds, not even Nationals, playing exclusively at locals. I'm in agreement that only issue with regionals is that there's not enough foundation. Speaking as a non-USA resident, if you widen your focus and discussion past just the borders of the United States, it is not so black and white. First of all, I didn't realize we had so many international listeners. So
let's go.
y'all keep calling me out, because obviously I'm the clueless American here.
You suck, Varni. Boo. Boo.
Obviously, I know nothing, like for real. I know nothing about what happens internationally other than from what I hear and what I know.
We don't. We just know what goes on in our own country, really. Like,
unless I see it in the Digimon 2020 Facebook group, then I no clue.
So, I speak as an American about the American competitive scene, but it is obviously a completely different thing in all the other countries. So, I mean, first of all, Battle Professor, I appreciate your comment.
I'd also like to say you speak as a citizen of the United States, because North America is not just the U.S.
Right. North America includes, Canada.
You can't just say the American scene.
Yes. Yeah, the dirty Americans, because technically the Canadians are Americans, and I'm sure the Canadians have an
South
adversity to being called the Americans.
If you think about it. No, but our insight is definitely more just on like the US side of things for sure.
Honestly, most of my what happens in Canada is just what I hear from like Mario.
Usually that's it.
Because he is located in Canada, so like he's the only one. Damn, that sucks for Canada. Because I know like when they were doing like some of the Bandai stuff, they did like a lot of stuff for what was the Bandai event they were doing? I don't remember what it was called, but they did it they did it on YouTube and stuff. I don't remember what it was called right now, but anyways, and like it was hosted for like they asked like North American as in like United States.
Oh,
but they didn't ask anybody from Canada for it.
Isn't that like DigiBattle stuff?
Yeah.
That's stupid stuff where I don't know how you qualify, because I don't know how some of these people got on there.
Yeah, like they ask a lot of stuff that's and like the US, but like they like
Digi Showdown
Canada. There you go, Digi Showdown. I know they barely host regionals either, because there's only one. Like
it's just Cardo.
One TO. And I heard the last one they hosted was in that whatever the convention it was. It was terrible.
Yeah, that was Anime North, and that was a logistical terrible nightmare. Yeah, it was also capped at 128 players.
Crazy low.
Comments here. First of all, Gunderbomb 4015, welcome in. He says, "You forgot Mexico, Mike. How dare you? You forgot Mexico."
I said Mexico. No, I said Mexico.
Dan said Mexico. Bro. I said that there's more countries in North America than just the U.S. You're the one that only mentioned Canada, bro.
I know.
You're gonna get yourself canceled out of here.
I know. Cancel me, boys. Shady Water says, "I like it when we get to experiment with formats. We always get spooked by Japanese format and quickly ban problem cards. It's not. Yep. I'll get to that in a second.
No, I don't even think it's Japanese format, bro. These people in the U.S. see one deck that they can't beat with their
oh my god,
their tier 7 45-cent bargain bin common deck, and they're like, "What's going on? Why can't my BT2 rookie rush deck beat this BT11 deck? What's happening here?"
He also says, sometimes a card goes unbanned for too long and people lose interest. I don't think we've had any
that. I think that happened in Japan. In Japan, that happens.
Yeah.
With Alphamon, I'm pretty sure it was. Alphamon was such a problem in Japan. People were just like, I'm over this game right now.
Yeah.
Japan was not a fan of the OTK meta at all. But you also have to remember though, Japan,
even though they're OTK motherfuckers.
well, Japan plays best of one. So could you
They're
imagine
best
you
of
go to a
ones.
tournament and then everyone just high rolls you every single turn until they win?
Yeah,
I'd be
high
so
roll by
pissed.
Jessmon, Alphamon,
Yeah.
and what else was OTK? Grandis, I guess.
I don't think I could ever play a card game that's best of one. That it's just awful. I could never do that. And like Commander's fine. Like I think Commanders like tournaments. I don't know how competitive Commander works because the fact that competitive Commander exists is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. But Commander is usually just best of ones because it's just like you get a group of like 4 or 5 guys and play a game. You know?
So Shady Water, to your point, it's not that like. So this was a point I wanted to touch on earlier that I forgot about, but you just reminded me. Bandai, frankly speaking, they don't give two flying shits about the English meta.
No.
The only time that they have was for Blue Hybrid, and that's because like the level of hate for that Blue Hybrid. There was a poll on Reddit the other day, and I personally hate Gobblebond. I abhor Gobblebond because at the time there was barely any counterplay for the deck. And I've been playing since BT4, and that's me speaking. I hated Blue Hybrid. I hated Gobblebond more. And in the early, like maybe within the first few hours of that poll, Gobblebond was the leader. By 2 days in, Blue Hybrid was the leader. And not
Dominant
by like a
too,
small
wasn't it?
margin. It was
Yeah.
it was like 60-70%.
Well,
Blue Hybrid was just so completely abhorred
Awful
by the
deck.
English player base
Well-
that voice was as loud as them redoing the reprint booster set for us.
Well, I was gonna say it was annoying in America. It was also really annoying in Japan as well because they were running in Blue Flare, weren't they? Like
Yes.
that card was so
Yeah.
annoying everywhere. It was
Tommy was at
annoying
4 when they were doing
everywhere. I don't think in Japan it saw as high like meta success though, right?
Yeah.
Did it?
No, it didn't.
Because in America
No,
it was
it
like
was- there's a-
75% of tournaments or something was Blue Hybrid.
No, there was a reason why that MDF and MDF was banned and Ice
Oh,
Bowl was
yeah,
6-1.
that's right. Because it wasn't-
they have
it wasn't just
full
yellow hybrid.
power Blue Hybrid. They have
Yeah.
full power Blue
I
Hybrid.
forgot about that. Yeah.
MFers out there.
Yeah.
MFers was out there double MDF free Susano plays. Like, come on, and Blue Hybrid. So imagine that
because they
plus
had
the
more
4
hybrids.
Tommies, 4 Tommies plus the
Yeah, damn. As I think
the
about it,
Cobra
that's
Kai.
disgusting.
They was wilding out there, and that's why MDF was really banned for us because they were like, we can't be having Susano free
I
plays.
forget what was Mega Digimon's condition. It was just you had to have a tamer in play, right? What was it? It was something so stupid. It was,
You had to, well, so specifically, you had to match the color requirement, which at the time was playing Analog Boy.
Yes, yeah. Oh,
we
but you
didn't
know
have
what
that-
though? The Bokomons that you play are white,
And the
right?
Bokomons,
Oh,
yep.
Exactly.
God.
Yep.
Which are
Exactly.
gained to memory when your tamer digivolves. So MDF, Bokomon gain 1 memory. Because I think Susanoo costs 7
3 plus.
and
Yes, it was
MDF
7.
reduces by 6.
5. Oh no, 6. It was 6. Yeah.
So Boko makes it free. Or matte and white tie tamer, yes. It's Blue Hybrid was the only case of us thinking that they even took a look at our format and banning both blue and yellow hybrid. Outside of that, every hit that we've gotten was a Japan hit. It was a Japan
because of
hit in
Japan.
that it was because of Japanese players complaining and they bought it over for us. We don't have a separate ban list. It's super unfortunate. I think that we should, but we don't. Because there are some cards that don't need to be hit. For example, if Yellow Hybrid had never gotten hit when it did, like Mike said, Melga, Melga would have never ran the
It
format,
would
not
it
the
would
way
have
that it
been
did.
still good. It's just
Exactly.
you would have had to play the more
would've
janky
been good.
version where you had to play the ADP in it instead.
But even then, would it have mattered? Because by the time you're checking,
That deck
Yellow
was-
Hybrid's at 7-8
That
security.
deck was really good. I think you're underestimating. I mean, if it's got the ADP, and yeah, it's checking. Who cares? It's gonna check all that security in 1 turn and then still kill you in the game, dude.
I don't think so, but you know,
I think so. I think you're also forgetting how much memory security control decks give out when they play.
It wasn't security control; it was a tamer deck.
I'm just saying, they usually tend to pass.
Mike, your Varni swears
I
by
know,
tamer
I
deck, so
know,
we had a different
Yeah, I know.
conversation. Same
Yeah,
concept.
I know. We have a blue hybrid versus black or gray match deuce, and we're gonna need to have a Melga versus yellow hybrid match. Blah 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 blah. That's besides the point. Pessimistic says there are only 2 places where I live that do TCG events, including Digimon. One is 2.5 hours away. The other is 4. I'm sorry, bro. Honestly, it's reasons like that we're starting our little Digimon community, where we're going to be hosting tournaments and stuff. You know, I think Gaia Force, the pioneers of this stuff, Gaia Force Gaming, True Champ Games. I heard that, Mike.
Yeah, I just dropped
Gaia Force Games, True Champ Games
on my desk.
Mario, like the fact that they host tournaments when they do and they allow people to participate in these what are essentially competitive environments, like competitive mini environments, they're fantastic. And I definitely think that that's something that we want to explore and do with all of our viewers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, hopefully,
sure.
And hopefully we can host like, you know, decent sized tournaments.
Impresario
Are we also gonna be commentating on these?
Oh hell, come on!
Oh,
Yes.
Hey, I was just asking.
Impresario says, got a question. Y'all ever think there's a Bandai employee watching your specific podcast and taking notes? No. Because if they did,
Yo, I swear they did. Hold on. They might have. They really might have.
you know what? That's fair. They might have. After I Flame Store Championships that one time,
Yeah,
they might have.
You literally Flame Store Championships, and the next day we got news that we weren't getting Store Championships. I was like,
Yo, fact.
They're like, he makes a good point. You know what? Fuck them Store
yeah, and then
Championships.
you took them away from everyone because you were mad you couldn't win at one, bro. You're talking about how all these bad players win. Bro, you didn't even win last year.
I was a bum. I really
Yeah,
was.
you should have won according to you then.
I did.
Shots
Man,
fired.
this dude,
Y'all heard it here first.
this dude
fired.
freaking out here.
I'm a bum.
Chaos degrading Reaper to bottom.
Hey, we don't need to discuss that
I'm
again.
just
Thank you.
saying.
Gatekeeper.
I have lived past
Gatekeeper.
my
My
mistakes.
My bad. Gatekeeper.
I really do think separate ban lists are necessary. You and me both, Ashton.
I agree.
I think they should treat it like Yu-Gi-Oh! With the OCG and the TCG.
Yep,
Agreed.
I agree. I think we're getting to a point where I think
It's
that's
developed
really
enough that it's needed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're set 11, but we're effectively 14 sets in with the EX sets. Japan is a total of 17 sets in. They're 4 sets ahead of us.
4 sets ahead of us, and they got
Yeah.
the reprint set already too, right?
Yeah. So they
Yeah.
got
18 sets?
12,
What do they got?
EX04, BT13, and the reprint set. So yeah, 4 sets. It's just, yeah, we need separate set. Anyways, hour 36. We're gonna call this one. Any last comments from chat before we end this podcast? AK Panda Salt. Hey, if I'm saying your name wrong, please call me out, because I mispronounced the name. I said Kurisu Kurufiriku Kuzi, and it was just
Oh
Gus
my
is your
God,
cool
that
freaking
one.
cousin. You remember that?
This man really had like he had an aneurysm trying to say that, and I was like, bro, I think it's just like a Gus is your cousin, something like that. Whatever it was, I was like, bro, what's wrong with you?
Just call me AK, bro. All right, AK-47. I mean AK.
Hey, yo.
Yo,
Nah,
Bandai really gonna get his banned.
I'm telling you, Bandai probably watches. They're like, look at this fucking idiot.
They're like, we are never sponsoring this group.
We are never gonna let them host one of our national tournaments.
I know,
Oh,
right?
God, no. They would never.
Any rogue decks you guys are praying to get support for?
Dark Knight Mon, Dark Knight Mon, Dark
Everything.
Knight Mon, Dark Knight Mon,
Everything.
Dark Knight Mon.
Mike, you got enough support. You have Bagramon. You have
I
Tuarmon.
need more.
EX04 is fucking. Whoops. I mean, excuse me. It's busted. Like,
Honestly, I mean,
Jesus.
we've been dropping it. Nah, EX04 is a really great set for
everything,
like
honestly.
everything.
Hina Army. I want to see Hina
Anything
Army
that's
get
rogue.
some support.
I was just telling Dan, I don't think we're getting support for like 10 sets
A
for
lot.
that deck.
Never, bro.
Hey, I want to see the continued fish support because that Siegemon or that promo Siegemon is super good for us. We just need to keep it going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For
I just
myself,
think any
rogue deck.
that's-
I make it a thing to not play rogue decks because I can't stand knowing that my deck isn't going to get support.
What are you talking about, bro? What did
Yeah,
you bring
no.
the locals last
What
week?
crack?
That's not
What?
rogue.
You
Yeah,
That's a solid. It was a deviation of Ofani loop. That's tier 2.
Hey,
This dude was out here bringing absolute jank to
That wasn't
locals. And
That
he
was not
like,
jank.
"I don't
You put some
play."
respect
Jank
on
BS.
that deck's mouth, Michael.
That was some jank, bro. That deck was so bad you gave me Ultard Angel Mons.
Hey, what can I say? Bad deck is
yo,
bad deck.
hey, yo. Let me listen.
Speaking of
Hold on, let me throw one out here.
Okay,
let me throw one out here. Don Devimon and
There we
Malamite
go.
want support again.
That's
what
a
we
rogue
need.
deck that I can get on board with.
Imperial.
Stop.
More
Michael,
Imperial
That's
support.
not even rogue. Stop
I
it.
need it. I need it.
record those cross-format matches. Oh, trust me, we will be.
Yeah, get on
Pessimistic
it.
says-
It's Varney's the holdup, bro. Everyone at this
Listen,
man right
I've got
now.
a lot. I'm making shorts. I got to make us a new logo. I'm trying to get this Discord together. I'm deck planning, bro. It's got a lot
Bro,
going
the
on
deck's
here.
been built for
Hey,
7
yo, Mike, relax.
All right. I'll hurry it up, though.
I gotta be honest, I never really got into podcast style stuff, but this has been chill as fuck. Do you guys ever play Digimon games on stream? Would be a fucking time and a half to watch, I bet. We don't, but we most definitely
would
fucking
love-
can.
I mean, we don't do on stream, but we definitely do a lot
can.
of Discord
I
games.
play almost every
Yeah, we-
night with these bums.
Yeah, I mean, we can stream our nightly Discord
If
games. I
y'all
mean, that's
y'all
not
really
bad.
should have saw me yesterday, really contemplating my life against 3 analog man and a machine gun, bro.
Nah, but that's something you want to see, Pessimistic. We can definitely make that thing a reality. AK says, I need that promo Seedramon right now. You and Dan both.
Ooh, fire.
Yo,
Gunder
facts.
Bomb says, Mike is the best Examon player out of all of you.
Hey,
Yeah, he's not.
the disrespect. He must know us.
Bro,
Whoever
it's
said
Gundy
that.
Bomb, bro. It's Gundy.
It's Gundy.
How do you put that together?
I didn't even notice the name.
I didn't put it together
I didn't
until
even hear it.
I
yeah.
knew right away, bro. That's the point. He's the GOAT for letting everyone know that I am better than Varni and X Money. I piloted that deck once.
Gundy,
and
if you ever
never
need any cards
piloted it
again, fuck you. How do you even beat it? 3 analog, man? You don't. You
Well,
scoop.
I was playing Blue Flare. What was I supposed to do? I literally, and here's the thing: I actually could have won the game if there wasn't a BT11 machine drum on the field, because I had 3 cyber, I had 3 of the level 6s.
Cyber Decadra launcher or some
the 3
shit.
of the level 5s that had
Plasma
armor purge.
Decadra
So I could have
launcher.
armor purged 3 times and Z
Oh, that
Greymon and had the block. I literally would have won, but literally, like, what am I supposed to do? I swing, he redirects attack into his BT11 machine drum and just drops an EX1. Like, what was I supposed to do? There's just nothing for me to do.
And remember that super hammer spark effect, which ended a turn, and then I just swung for game.
Yeah, bro. And then the next game, you did the same thing.
BEA,
I was like,
beautiful.
what am I supposed to do here?
Mate, I'm a stay-at-home dad studying for at least the next 12 months. I'd practically live in your stream. That's what we like to hear. We like to hear that viewership, baby.
That's sweet. Good luck for whatever you're studying for, man. I have to study constantly for my job, and it sucks. So I feel the pain.
Yeah.
Your boys getting their PE soon, so I got to study for that too.
Look at you. I'm super late, but what's
Professional
happening? No! Ray Ivory has showed up, but he is late because it is
Oh
end
my
of stream. Ray, we responded to your comment basically throughout the entire podcast. So just listen
So
to it.
rewatch us later, you know.
Yeah, so basically just rewatch us or listen to us. This episode will be going live. I'll put this live on for Monday, so that we can get back to our regular dropping schedule. The YouTube video for this will be live on a separate playlist, but I will format this and make it look all nice and edit it so that our sound sounds a little bit nice, that you guys can watch it on YouTube in all of its glory also on Monday. We'll have some shorts coming out of this, like I currently have lined up. And then last shout outs to Kazoo Kuled?
Bro, I don't know why we keep letting you
And
pronounce the names. 'cause-
Radioactive. Well, maybe if y'all motherfuckers get on Twitch, I would have
I'm
to.
just like, you be saying some stuff sometimes, man.
Oh no! Radioactive, welcome to Menagerie of Misfits. Appreciate y'all. Y'all are soon going to be part of DigiGuard United, but we'll get there. Pessimistic is studying a Cert 4 in information technology.
Oh,
COVID caused him
nice.
to lose his previous job, and the wife and him decided to swap roles so she could get back into the workforce while he studies to get into a field he enjoys, rather than a generic shitty work you'd find anywhere.
Gotcha, man. Yeah, I'm in IT currently. Varni's also worked for IT. He's a little above us now. Whatever. He's a soft.
Nah, I hate my life.
He's an engineer.
I'm just a mechanical engineer,
But no,
we're all engineers.
We're all engineers technically.
We're all engineers.
No, you're not,
bro. I
engineer software. Michael engineers technology, and Daniel engineers.
My job title,
literal
buddy,
engineers.
is integration engineer, buddy. Okay, I just cheated to get my way. All right. But no, seriously, it's a great field. There's a lot of upside to it. You can make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Don't get sucked. I'll give you some advice right now. This is some non-Digimon life advice.
Real life
going into
advice.
IT, bro. Go to an MSP first. You're gonna hate your life. They're gonna overwork you for sure. You're gonna learn so much. After you're comfortable with all that technology, go do in-house IT somewhere, make a boatload of money, and sit on your ass all day.
Oh,
But go to an MSP first. Learn a lot. They're gonna hit you with a bunch of crazy stuff, and that's where you're gonna learn.
Because MSPs never have enough people because people are always quitting because MSPs are a shitty place to work at.
I really hope my job never listens to this podcast.
MSP is a managed service provider. They are basically companies that handle other people's IT problems.
Yep. Then they're gonna, they suck, but you're gonna learn so much.
They're typically named like Formato IT Solutions.
Yo, you almost just name dropped my company, bro. You gotta chill. That was like a word off.
Yo.
But yeah, MSPs are great for learning, like Mike said. They're not the place you want to stay at long term. Corporate anything is where you want to be at, because if you just want to, I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, if you want to coast, bro, go to corporate
myself.
in-house IT, bro. You're going to make more money, just live your life. But that's enough life advice. I don't want to talk about work because I hate it. So.
Same. Chat GPT going to do my job for me. Hey, just how do I configure a Cisco switch?
Easy, bro.
Well, first you have to.
Depends on the model. First things first, you're going to want to connect with the serial cable. Then you're going to...
Oh my gosh, serial. Anyways, let's wrap it up. Hour 46. So we appreciate all of you guys for coming and check us out on this live Friday night podcast. Like I said, this will be going live, both YouTube and Spotify on Monday. Discord, I expect to have that out next week. So look forward to that link, which will be dropping on Twitter. So if you are not following us on Twitter, please drop us a follow at DigiPod TDP. Also, you can drop us a follow on TikTok, also at DigiPod TDP. I like to try to post funny shorts there, but they may not be that funny. Our latest one is about cock breath. I expect a personal invite. I will make sure I at everybody that I see on Twitter. That is all for this episode of DigiPod, the digital podcast. So until we talk to you guys the next time, good looking out, giving me something to listen to on the office days. That's what I like to hear. Kazoo Kuled. I really hope I didn't fuck up your name. Yo, thanks for the stream.
Take it easy,
Mel,
everyone.
thanks for coming.
I love y'all. Thank you so much for the viewership. We appreciate it so much. Just know we're gonna keep pumping out as much content as we can.
For sure, we're taking it. We're trying to drive this one. But peace out.